go from being one
God.
of the most popular faces in the movie business to being
Chat,
forgotten
if you don't know the James Franco story, you're not gonna like the Franco brothers after this.
by everyone, even his own best
Oh
friend.
man.
In the 2000s and early 2010s, James Franco was
Story.
everywhere, known for his
Yeah.
roles in films like Spider-Man,
Let's just say they both had sexual relations with multiple underage girls throughout their career.
Pineapple Express, and 127 Hours, and beloved for his collaborations with his best friend Seth Rogen. Together, they were a comedic powerhouse, dominating the box
The
office and
fuck? Oh
earning a
my god. You
reputation
didn't know?
as
You
one
guys
of
didn't know
Hollywood's
that?
most dynamic duos. But behind the scenes, something darker was brewing. As Franco's star rose, so did whispers of troubling behavior, fueled by his questionable actions both on and off set. What started as minor controversies quickly
I didn't.
snowballed
You
into
didn't?
accusations that poisoned his career and relationships,
Yeah.
including his friendship with Seth Rogen. The two had been inseparable, and their camaraderie was something special.
The
But as the
Franco
accusations
brothers.
piled,
There's a reason they're not around anymore. With so many celebs. I don't want to give them an excuse because it's fucked no matter what. They shouldn't do it. They're pieces of shit and they should all rot in hell. But growing up in Hollywood in that industry, a lot of times this shit's been done to them. And the cycle of hurt and abuse is really strong and does continue to happen. And there's no excuse because you know it's wrong. And it's always your duty, your responsibility as a decent moral person to break the cycle of abuse.
up, Rogen
It was
found
so
himself
good
at a
though.
crossroads: stand by his friend or confront the uncomfortable truth. For years, James Franco was the quintessential
Been to LA
Hollywood
before?
success
Yeah, I
story,
lived there,
getting his
bro.
big
As a
break
minor, I
playing
know how it
James
is.
Dean in the 2001 biopic. Franco quickly became one of the industry's most versatile actors. He had a knack for balancing blockbuster roles with indie projects,
weird.
and this made him a favorite among critics and audiences alike. He didn't just act, he lived the part, constantly pushing boundaries with the roles he chose, and this made him stand out amongst the crowd. His rise continued with the breakout success of Pineapple Express, where he starred opposite his real-life friend Seth Rogen. The two had a natural, easy chemistry, and their partnership quickly became one of
Which is
Hollywood's
crazy. In Pineapple Express, he's 22 dating a 17-year-old. You see James and Dave. I mean, they're brothers, so same thing.
most iconic. Pineapple Express was a massive hit, grossing over $100 million worldwide and solidifying Franco's place in the comedy mainstream. He and Seth's friendship, which began during their time on the TV show Freaks and Geeks, grew stronger as their careers took off together. They shared the same laid-back, irreverent sense of humor, which translated into their films and public appearances. Franco's versatility became more apparent as he continued to diversify his career. In 2010, he starred
We're
in
always on. I like
127
Seth
Hours,
Rogen,
where he
bro.
portrayed real-life hiker
They're
Aaron
putting a Seth Rogen game in Call of Duty. Did you know that?
Boston. The role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor,
The Neighbors.
and the film itself was praised for its intense storytelling. It was a defining moment in Franco's career, showcasing his range as a serious actor, but at the same time, he continued to take on unconventional projects like Spring Breakers, where he played the unpredictable gangster Alien. With each role, he seemed to be carving out a niche as a risk-taking actor,
There's
but
also
eventually
making a new
this landed
Bonnie
him in hot
since
water.
mine's gone.
In 2014, Franco starred alongside
wild.
Rogen in the film The Interview,
Oh
a
my
satirical
God, remember
comedy
that
centers on two
movie?
American journalists
People
who
were so
recruited by
pissed
the
at first.
CIA to assassinate North Korean leader Kim Jong-un after they score an interview with him. The film was meant to be a light-hearted political satire, filled with absurd humor and the duo's signature comedy style. However, the movie quickly became embroiled in controversy. North Korea saw the film as a direct attack on their leader and as an act of political aggression.
He saw it as a direct attack on himself. The country didn't give a fuck. He was pissed about it, and he's like, I remember that he was like, if America decides to air this movie in box offices nationwide, we will declare war against America. I remember it, and that little short little pussy didn't do fucking shit. We aired that movie, we fucking watched that movie, laughed to it, we jerked off about it, bro, and he didn't do shit. Bro, listen. Don't be afraid, North Korea, chat. There's 4 people in North Korea, chat. There's 5 million people in one city in LA. Listen, we can sacrifice the city of LA. There's only a couple good people there anyways. Let's just fucking send the city of LA over to attack them if they were to give us a problem. Like, bro, being afraid of North Korea is like being afraid of like a bug.
The regime threatened violent retaliation against any theater that showed.
Yeah, bro. Listen to this. We're gonna attack you. Bro, listen, we got one button and every single person in North Korea is gonna turn into ash. I'm just being honest. Not even trying to be hating, not trying to shit on anyone. Listen, bro. People don't realize the difference in a lot of these countries. They get a white. Yeah, bro. Send 100 people from Compton.
the film.
We don't even need all of it.
Acts of terrorism. In response, major theater chains
and like half the I think like 75% of the country lives impoverished. So like they're like literally like barely any of the country knows the fucks with the leader, bro.
Pulled the movie from their lineups, and Sony Pictures initially cancelled its wide release. Despite the chaos, the film was eventually released digitally and in a limited number of theaters, receiving a mix of praise for its boldness and criticism for its provocative nature. Franco and Rogan were at the center of it all, and they weathered the storm together, but little did they know that things were about to get a lot worse. The same year the interview was released, reports came out about Franco's relations with an underage girl. Lucy Claude, a 17-year-old high school student from Scotland, attended the Broadway play Of Mice and Men, which Franco was starring in. She took a picture with him after the show and shared it on Instagram, tagging Franco. Franco saw the photo and decided to send her a direct message, and they began messaging back and forth. He didn't waste much time, as he quickly asked her whether she's 18, who she's with, and if she has a boyfriend. She replied saying she's not 18, she's with her mum, and she doesn't have a boyfriend if he's around. Despite knowing her age, Franco proceeded to ask which hotel she's staying at, and if he should rent a room. Lucy was in disbelief, and she began to question his identity, so she asked him to take a picture of himself holding a piece of paper with her name written on it, and he did. However, she still decided against meeting him, and after sharing the conversation with her friends, it got leaked online. News outlets ran away with the story, and Franco did an interview confessing he messed up.
I guess I'm just a model of, you know, how social media is tricky.
This is wicked. This is the tip of the iceberg, chat. With him and his underage girl.
People
problems
meet each other today, but what I've learned, I guess just because I'm new to it, it's like you don't know who's on the other end. So
That's crazy, bro. It doesn't matter if you know who they are or not. Just make sure they're 18 plus, dog. Listen, I don't even want to be that one dude. It's like, well, you're 28, 30 years old talking to someone who's 18. Like, bro, at this point, bro, with how fucked up Hollywood is, as long as they're at least 18, please. Like, guys, holy fuck. Like, dude, chill.
Use bad judgment, and I learned my lesson.
Initially, a lot of people thought the whole thing was a marketing tactic for his new movie Palo Alto, where he plays a soccer coach who seduces his 14-year-old babysitter.
What? That's a creepy movie to act in. Imagine, like, you get, like, dude, imagine like, you're an actor, get a role. You gotta be a pedophile. You're just like, yeah, dude, I can really get into this role. Like, what?
But Franco's admission here proved that it was all true. He was 36 when this happened.
36? Damn! I thought he was like 28 or 30. Not almost 40.
Very creepy move, and it put some of his previous behavior in a new light, such as this picture of him hugging a 15-year-old girl from behind. Franco didn't help his image with an Instagram post he made less than a month later, where he could be seen sweating, half naked, with his hand down his boxers.
Dude, like, imagine, like, even worse, like, so that role, he's like coach who you know, blah blah blah, but you know, like how, like, you know, Law and Order and like all these different shows are like pedophiles in them, and like they always look like creepy dudes. Imagine like your agents call, yo, they saw your pictures and they really want you for this episode. Like, oh, sick, I got an acting role, what's the role? They said you make the perfect pedophile, creepy guy. And you're just like, oh. You take the fucking role. like what? Or someone's like looking for pedophilic looking people.
It was all giving very seedy vibes, and being his best friend, Seth Rogen decided to tease him for it during an appearance he made on SNL.
Wednesday, 3 p.m. They read all the sketches out loud. I didn't feel like I did great, so to make myself feel better, I decided to prank James Franco. I posed as a girl on Instagram. Told him I was way young. He seemed unfazed. I have a date to meet him at the Ace Hotel.
As you can see, he made light of the situation at the time, but that was something he came to regret. In 2017, Franco made the movie The Disaster Artist.
Oh my god, that was a good
movie.
movie.
Story of the making of The Room, a cult film.
That was a good movie.
Notorious for being one of the worst movies ever made. Franco plays Tommy Wiseau, the strange and mysterious man behind the film. His performance as Wiseau was amazing, but it caused serious problems on set because of Franco's method acting. For some reason, he stayed in character even when the cameras weren't rolling, talking and acting like Wiseau all the time, and this made it very difficult for others to work with him or speak with him just as Franco. Rogan worked with him on the film and even he found it uncomfortable, saying, "I couldn't deal with it, straight up, for the first 2 days. People would come up to me and ask me, 'Where's James?' And I was like, he's right fucking there." Franco had a habit of being difficult to work with due to his method acting. For example, Tyrese Gibson still hates him after the experience he had working with him on the movie Annapolis, due to Franco repeatedly punching him in the face for real during their fight scenes. However, James's method acting antics didn't seem to hold him back professionally, because his performance in The Disaster Artist earned him a Golden Globe for Best Actor. It was here though, at the point that was supposed to be the highlight of his career, that everything came crashing
hi
down.
Mark.
You see, when Franco took the
Good
stage,
doggy.
he was wearing a Time's Up pin. This was to show support for the Me Too movement, which was in full swing at the time, but all the pin ended up doing was paint a target on his back.
Is
Shortly
method
after his
acting
win,
wrong?
several women came forward
It can
accusing
be.
him of sexually exploitative behavior. Cute Time's Up pin, James Franco. Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed penis? And that other time you told my friend to come to your hotel when she was 17 after you had already been caught doing that to a different 17-year-old?
In this case, yes,
nice
Jared
Time's
Leto
Up
did
pin
that
at the
too. It depends on who your method acting is, you know what I mean? Like, so Tommy Wiseau is like literally like autistic as fuck. He's like overly sexual. He like doesn't know what's going on around him. Like, so the reason they made The Room is about Tommy Wiseau, who is like this guy who just wanted to be famous his whole life. He wanted someone to make a movie about him. Could never get anyone, could never be an actor, couldn't get into movies. And so he said, fuck it. And he made his own movie, and he had like a successful belt brand that he sold in stores in New York. And he basically like spent all his profits, everything he had, to produce this movie and release it, and it was like one of the worst movies ever. And it's just like he did so much fucked up shit to make the movie happen.
Golden
And
Globes.
it's just
Remember
fucking
a few
dumb.
weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 a day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that. Franco was quick to issue a public response, appearing on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert just 2 days after winning the Golden Globe, and Seth Meyers' show a day after that.
The things that I heard that were on Twitter are not accurate.
Well, the ones I read were not accurate.
The way I live my life, I can't live if there's restitution to be made. I will make it.
I have my own side of this story, but I believe in,
You act like I'm off
people
camera,
that
exactly.
have been underrepresented, getting their stories out enough that I will, hold back things that I could say just because I believe in it that much. And if I have to take a knock because I'm not gonna, try and, actively refute things, then I will, because I believe in it that much.
People in the comments gave him credit for going on the shows despite knowing he'd be asked about the allegations, and the general
And
sentiment.
the crazy thing is, during this time, bro, like the internet still wasn't like on pedo's ass nowadays. Like, bro, so much people get away with shit on the internet. Crypto scams, being bad towards their girlfriend, boyfriend, racism, this. One thing the internet will come for you is if you're a pedo, bro. And so this happened like, during COVID, or like, during COVID, like the internet got way more integrated into everyone's life. Like, here's one thing, bro. So like girls I've been with in the past, they're like, I would post a TikTok saying like, I'm just gonna keep it simple. I never posted this TikTok just so you can understand. I would be like, I would post, for example, like, oh, I can tell you like guys with tattoos, what's up, baby? Like that kind of sentiment. I would never say that word for it. That's cringe. And then girls I've dated or talked to would be like, how can you say that and do that when you have a girl or you're talking to someone? I'm just like, Because the internet's not fucking real. I post things to make content for people to like and relate to and repost and to grow my stream and things like that. Like this isn't me. Like my TikTok page, the things I post on there isn't a direct reflection of me myself. You know, at the end of the day, it's content and they take everything so personally. They're like, oh, you've never posted me. Oh, you've never done this. You've never done that. I'm like, because like I grew up in a time where social media is entertainment. Like that's one thing I'm very good about. I have my real life and I have my social media. And social media is entertainment, it's content, it's fun. And at any time, chat, like if I'm not enjoying social media, I close the app and I just go enjoy myself. I go do my life. I have things going on in my life and people I know in my life that I have fun doing, like you guys who have met in person now and done this. Like so many people, like their social media, their Instagram, Twitter, TikTok is connected to their identity. Like they just share crazy personal information. And I'm just like, why? Like the internet is not made for your extreme political view. It's not made for your extreme trauma story. It's not made for your relation. It's not. It's made for people to laugh and have fun and joke around and fuck around. Social media, that is. Social media apps. Instagram, Twitter, Snap. Like it's not real. It's not fucking real. It's social media.
Was that he was innocent until proven guilty. However, just after he made these appearances, a bombshell investigation was reported on by the LA Times, where 5 women accused Franco of inappropriate or sexually exploitative behavior. Most of these women were students of Franco's at one point or another.
Damn.
They said he would abuse his position of power to get the girls into sexually compromising positions, often by using the promise of job opportunities in his upcoming projects. One woman who he taught in 2012 said that at first,
like I've gotten very personable and shared a lot of deep things with you guys on stream because our streaming community is so tight, so well knit, and I know all you guys in real life. I know you guys in person. I have an individual relation with you guys, but I'm not gonna post that shit on TikTok. I'm not gonna post that shit on Instagram or Twitter. I'm not gonna put that out there for random people to see, like, cause like my life, my personal feelings and things I'm going through are not content for someone's entertainment to someone pick apart and to go into. You know what I mean? That's my life. And if you put that shit on social media and you integrate social media so deep into your life, you'll never be happy.
They thought he was a really
mental
generous
illness.
spirit, but her feelings changed after she was selected to appear in one of his art films. Apparently, the shoot
Like
was
now
at a
it-
strip
like,
club where Franco
And I can
approached her and the
attest
other
to
women.
this. I can attest to this. So like, obviously, chat, like, you know, just like to make things simple, so I don't have to like fucking make this point hard to make. Like, yeah, I'm on the attractive side of guys, right? And for the most part, my adult life, you know, people have, I haven't changed that much in looks. You know, I've kind of always looked the same. You know, I've been, you know, on the attractive side, but nothing too crazy, right? Like there are also people way more attractive, right? And how people treated me in my life, was the same pretty much until I started to blow up on like TikTok and things, and not even a lot, just a little bit of followers. Like I have like across all my platforms, like 500,000 followers, which is nothing, absolutely nothing compared to some people. But people literally will treat you differently, treat you better, and act like I'm more of a person because I have more followers, and vice versa, people with less followers. And like in the future, bro, like Instagram, Twitter, all these TikTok, all these social media apps, like to these kids that are growing up now are gonna be like so integrated. Like your life is gonna be based off your social media. Like if you have a good social media presence, you have a good this, people are gonna fuck with you. You're gonna get more jobs, this. And if you have a bad one, like I truly believe that it's gonna be some sort of dystopian society.
Woman and asked them, so who wants to take their shirt off?
This part.
Storming off after no one volunteered. One of the other women there said,
Like I would always have girls, right, who thought I was cute, and I would talk to them and flirt with them, and they, you know, they were good to me and sweet to me. But then now, like those, like the girls I talk to are just like for example, like in Nashville, like this girl flew 7 hours for one day to meet me for 3 hours and try to have sex with me. Like try to fuck me on site. like bro, no one would have ever done that before. Nobody. Lamau, try to get that dick. Like that's crazy to me. And they left the next day.
was visibly angry when they declined. Things got worse when he opened his acting school.
And that's the truth, but I'm not complaining about it. It's kind of crazy.
for Studio 4 in 2014, where he got access to way more young, aspiring actresses. One woman said that for years,
Bro, listen, I passed that huzz to Turk, but Turk couldn't capitalize. He had a chance, bro. He really did have a chance.
she received mass email requests from Franco to audition for roles.
I was trying to get him to capitalize. I wanted my boy to
Apparently,
smash.
he was relentless, and he even had a program
On the way back. I don't know. I mean, Turkish shy. Oh, he was grinning, bro. He was just smiling. Either dodged the bullet. Oh no, she wasn't dating material, bro. Really not.
called Franco.
Like literally, we were eating canes, and she pulled her tits out the table, and Turk was like, "Bro, I literally ran." I was like, "I am not looking at this." I was like, "This is literally like." I just knew it was drama. I just knew some shit would come out of it. I was like, I want nothing to do with this. I'm out of here. Oh, it did, bro. It did. To put Coldplay looked at the plane. I mean, nah, bro. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Pretty sure she messaged me and I just haven't responded afterwards. Yeah, she DM'd me, so I miss you already. Bro, I'm fucked up, bro. I'm going to hell, bro. Oh my god, bro. She was sweet. She was a good girl, just not mine.
Sex scenes masterclass, which
Wow.
facilitated this kind of behavior. One of the women to write the tweets.
But here's the thing is, bro, I'll be honest. Most dudes in that position would have fucked. And that was them. That was them. That's the day I went with country rock and roll Hall of Fame. Like, I would say like any other TikToker dude, and I guess I say TikToker even though I want to be a streamer. TikTok is still like where most whatever. Would have smashed in that situation, but like, bro, for me, like, it is. I get like I meet people through social media, and I met a lot of real people through social media, like you guys. But like, people who have those social media goggles on, and they look at me, and I can tell who they are, and they don't see me as Sin. Obviously it's not my real name at the end of the day, chat, but like the real Sin. They see me as DJ Sin, TikTok, and I can see those social media goggles on. They have like such a weird perspective of me, and that's always a turn off for me. It is because like, obviously when I was younger and starting this thing, I was like, oh, it's gonna be cool. People are gonna think I'm so dope. I'm gonna get so many girls, and the girls me so crazy, blah 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 blah. But like when you're in that position, and I'm just like. No one always saw me that way before, and they're not seeing the real me. They're just like seeing that glorified image of myself, and they're not trying to like get underneath that to see the real me. That's like, it's like a no-go. You know what I mean? Because for lots of reasons. Obviously, if someone's like that, they're not really mentally in a good position or have a good perspective or mindset on things. And then secondly, like, once the idea of me is shattered, and like if I'm gonna fuck someone, I want a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna fuck. And so if I do get in a relationship, and once that image of me being this person is shattered, this idea they've created in their head, yeah, they expect the same person they see on the phone. Like this idea of just like, oh, pretty boy. Because like, bro, in person, I'm nerdy, I'm goofy, I make fucked up jokes, I talk about nerdy anime shit that, it takes a real one to like understand. Like, it's shattered. Like, that's what happened in my second relationship, bro. Like, and like that idea of who I was on social media was shattered, like to her, because like I'm not that person. I'm not some like pretty boy suave dude. Like I'm goofy, I'm nerdy. I like to do stupid shit. Like at the end of the day, like I don't like going to clubs. I don't drink. I don't party. Like dude, DJing this past year is the most I've ever been in a club my whole entire life, and it's just like every single time, like just doesn't work out.
About him, Sarah Tither Kaplan attended one of these
I am
and shot a short
so
film
protective
nude.
over
The film was
my
uploaded
piece
to Vimeo,
chat
but
as
in
far as
2017,
relationship-wise.
She discovered images from it on at least one.
Two
porn
bad
site.
relationships.
She also had another horrible experience after she accepted a small role in one of Franco's low-budget movies.
I don't even know what I'm allowed to say. That's the scary thing, is like I'm terrified for my career.
Sarah was a student in Franco's acting class. She says she agreed to appear nude in Franco's.
Damn, Franco was hitting threes and fours.
Low-budget movie.
Standards
I was taken aback
another
when
dude,
she
third time's
announced
the
she would appear in
charm.
a bonus scene involving an orgy.
Like,
It was
And this girl was also like, you know, she had a bunch of followers on TikTok and all this stuff. And like, I don't like girls who are influencers. Not that there's nothing wrong with them, but like, I want a wife that's like, you know, like I want a relationship, a marriage like my parents someday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a woman who's working a job, working hard, you know, focused on the right things, head in the right space, has life experience, real life experience, and isn't caught up in social media. Because like, I know how bad it is for my mental. Because like at the end of the day, bro, like when I quit, not when I quit, because I don't think I'll ever quit social media per se. I always stream, I think post YouTube content, but obviously I won't go as hard as I do now once I start having a family and stuff and, you know, get a little older. But like I know there'll be some pretty crazy mental things I go through because like the amount of dopamine and messages and likes and this and this and this and this, like it's definitely gonna take a toll when that's not there as far as like how my brain, because like at any given moment I can go to my phone and I can get a dopamine rush from all these comments, all these likes, all these this, and sometimes like I gotta remind myself that like that's not what's gonna make me happy, so I gotta continue to do things in my real life to make me happy, like really connect with you guys and bond like I have with so many of you guys, meeting you, go on these trips and do these things and you know, work on things that are going to benefit me in the future. Like I got a big announcement tomorrow, like and just build a real life, real roots, a real foundation, because like you can, for a long time, like the first 2 years I was on TikTok and streaming, I was so like I was almost in like an imaginary world sometimes. Or like, oh, I got so much amazing shit. Like, oh, all this is going on for me. I can't like all these likes, comments, blah blah blah. But like at the end of the day, it's all imaginary. It's nothing. It means zero. It means absolutely fuck all as far as how your future is gonna be, how you're gonna sleep, and you know, blah 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 blah.
There's a lot of nudity and sex scenes that I felt were not artistically justified and were added in after the fact.
She alleged that as part of the scene,
Build some real
she and a
shit
handful
on
of
it.
other women were selected
We
to
did,
appear
bro.
with Franco.
We
who
did.
simulated
Like I think I have a part to play as far as bringing people together, but like things really came together in 2024 when we got like, obviously Jason was always there for me, a real one helping me build it, and then we had Turk and Vamp was always there, and Kato and Drake came in and she was a big part as far as just I just got like a really good like core of people around me, like 5 or 10, and they were just so genuine and real, and having them around me attracted so many more genuine real people and just kept building the circle of genuine real people, because before that I had so many fake characters, mods who were talking shit, like I had so much fake shit, like so many people being fake as fuck to me, you know what I mean? What's going on? Well, like Vamp and Jason will definitely remember the fake fuckers back in the day. Like they like I would have Vamp or Jason tell me something, and I'd just be like, yeah, bro, I know, but like, what the fuck can I do about it? Like, it's social media. Like, I know they're talking shit about me or doing this behind my back or blah 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 blah. But like, what am I gonna do? You know, I can't. I'm not gonna get mad at them or like. That's my job. They weren't like haters. They were just fake as fuck. Like only around to benefit themselves.
performing oral sex on each of them. However, he removed a clear plastic guard that covered their vaginas and continued to simulate the sex act with no protection. Sarah commented saying she got it in her head pretty quickly that, okay,
You know what
we don't say no
happened?
to this guy. Which
Talking to
summed
me
up the
or someone else?
experience of Franco's next alleged victim, Violet Paley. Violet wasn't
Never
a student
told
of
you.
Franco's,
I don't
but
know
more so a mentee.
what you're
She was
referring
in
to.
recovery for substance abuse.
DM me
when
the
they
topic
met
and you
through a
might
mutual
have.
friend, and Franco took an interest in her writing.
You always erase our messages afterwards, so our husband, your husband doesn't read them, so I can never remember our conversations.
Eventually, their relationship turned romantic, and very early on, he allegedly
Our.
pressured her into performing oral sex on him, an act she'd never done with him at that point. She said, I was talking to him, all of a sudden his penis was out. I got really nervous and I said, can we do this later? He was kind of nudging my head down and I just didn't want him to hate me, so I did it.
D1
Because of the power
tweaker.
dynamic, this situation was so surreal,
And that's the crazy thing is, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, like, you don't have to worry about me, but like, you really, like, out of everyone to get pissed off about, like, me, like, I'm like, I know I make a lot of sexual jokes, but in person, you can ask anyone, I'm very, very non-sexual. Like, I'm not sexual with people. I'm not touchy. Like the whole time in Nashville, like all the sexual things that came up, like people saw me, I'm swerving, I'm swerving. I'm like, I just want to have fun. I just want to laugh. I just want to go places and do things. Same thing in Dallas, the same thing in Vegas, the same thing in Charlotte. Like I'm like I don't know. I'm not trying to like unk you guys or anything right now. Like I'm a little older. Like, you know, those days of me, you know, like, you know, trying to fuck everything that walks are over for me. I don't feel that way anymore. Like I would say like I would say 22 to 23, 24 was like I was a little promiscuous and a little more horny. But not in person, to be fair. I was just messaging a bunch of girls, and that was really it for me. And before that, I was in a relationship for 12 years and one for one. So I sent it.
Wanted him to like me.
Clearly, Franco had no issue with abusing his position of authority.
Oh no, I remember that. I remember that. Bro, the thing is, all those people, every single one of those people came back to me. Like, so basically, when me and my ex broke up, this was 2 years ago, there was a lot of drama, right? And a lot of girls were upset because, you know, the relationship wasn't, I guess, what they wanted, and they just didn't like it, whatever. And so they left, and they were like, Sin treats women bad. And I was like, yeah, well, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, I didn't apologize. I was like, let me hear it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna give a fuck what people say about me online. Like, there was all these girls like talking shit, like, blah blah blah. They didn't like how I guess I conducted myself in it. You know what I mean? So basically, long story short is, this, like I said, this was 2 years ago, and my stream was not anywhere near what it was now. And so what I would do is, when people would follow me or message me, flirting with me, I would reply and be like, yeah, I appreciate it. You're cute too. Like, come check out my Twitch stream. And every single one, I was trying to promote my Twitch stream. I never sent a nude, never asked for a nude, never was sexual, never met up with anyone, never did anything. But I had done that with a lot of people. Like, I try to, you know, lure them into my Twitch stream. Like, I was on my grind, I was on my hustle. And the girl I was dating at the time found out I was doing that. And I'd kind of told her I was friendly with people to, you know, try to get them into my stream, but I didn't disclose the full amount and of like how I'd let girls flirt with me, not say anything, and I'd just be like, you know, come like, and that was wrong of me, and we broke up over that, and it was determined that that was cheating in her eyes, and which if I didn't discuss that and, you know, have that prearranged before we started dating, and I didn't give her the whole story, I understand, and she had every right to justify to be upset. If she doesn't want to be in a relationship with a guy like that, I understand. Like, I get it. I took my L. I said sorry to her. I apologized to her. And, you know, I hope she's doing well. I haven't, you know, I have no beef with her. But then, like, people were really upset that I did that. And were so pissed. And I was just like, fucking cry about it. And so they got even more pissed. And they started messaging everyone in my community, like, you don't need to watch his stream. Well, anyways, like 2-3 weeks later, a month later, every single one of those girls were like, so I'm so sorry. Can I come back in the Discord? Can I come back to stream? Can you unblock me, unban me? And I said, nope. I said, and every single one of them was sitting there lonely because this community was all their friends. It was what they did every single night, like how it is now. And they just realized they had nothing without it. And every single one of them tried to come back. Every single motherfucking one of them. Communication is important. I don't blame her at all. I'm not gonna blame her. I'm not gonna be mad at her. Like I said, I should have communicated it better. And you know, like if you don't want your man doing that, end of the day, like I would say, like, if you let someone flirt with you knowingly and you still communicate with them and you have a significant other, is that cheating? Yes. I was doing it for a whole different reason. I wasn't in it for the gain of like sexual gratification or flirting. And I wasn't necessarily in any way you paint it. What I was doing was kind of like Weasley, you know what I mean? And I admit that, and I stopped doing that. I just, you know, it's just not right. And so I took my L on that. I mean,
to get what he wanted. Another troubling situation occurred with his personal assistant, who spoke about how he has a real dark side.
He's definitely got two personalities.
And that did wake me up from that. Like, I don't need to flirt with people to come to my stream. Like, they want to come join my stream and be here for the community, then do it. I never badmouth, and that ain't me. And like I said, I'm not badmouthing her. Like, that's her right to break up with me if she doesn't want to be with someone like that. I understand. Without the fake ones here. Oh yeah, and then after that, I saw me people were fake, and bro, I cut off all the fake ones. Just literally, if I sniffed a little bit of a rat, I'm like, you're banned. You're fucking banned. Y'all funniest. And yeah, that's what most people are here because they're my friend and they like the content, like they like the community, and they understood what I did in my personal life and my personal relationships was none of their business. Like obviously if I was like committing crimes and R-wording or, you know, stealing or abusing, I would understand. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't fuck with someone like that either, but like that was just like, I don't know, like parasocial relationship. But from, like I said, I broke the image in their head that I was this amazing guy to the blah, 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 and whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, I fuck up. I make mistakes. The band Hammers, literally. Thank you, Long. I love you, Angelic. You're a real human. Like, yeah, I'm not fucking perfect, guys. I fuck up. I fuck people over sometimes.
Doesn't mean he doesn't have a
I try my
good
best
side,
not to,
but
but
when he has
happens.
his other side, it's the complete polar opposite.
Tatiana
Not
was
the
Franco's
Van Hammers.
personal assistant
That's
from
where Unc said it.
2011 to 2013. She says she also had a romantic relationship with him until 2016.
The more I think back on it, the more
She shared
crazy
text
that was, bro. The more crazy that was. I'm always there.
messages in which he used
Imagine not getting ahead and you say, you let me down, bitch. Oh my god, bro. James Franco, that's kind of funny. They tried to blackmail me. I don't. That's what I'm saying, bro. They were like so involved in social media. Like I didn't even see them as humans. Like I see them as so subhuman. They were like they took TikTok. Like TikTok was their life, bro, and that's all they have. That's all they have. Like they didn't have jobs. They didn't have friends. They didn't have families. They just sat at home all day in their parents' basements and like judged me. I'm just like I don't give a fuck. Some shit I be saying. You got, yeah, bro. And they said the same thing. They were just like, Sen, we're gonna tell everyone and show everyone the messages. I'm like, bro, do it. And the crazy thing is, when they were all like trying to like do all this stuff and like put out all these like messages of like, oh, come check out my Twitch. Like people read them and were like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like they clowned them, and I actually met and got more followers through that whole situation. And bro, so many people when they found out I was single, her friends, like people like in the community, people on TikTok, when they found out I was single, bro, they started hitting me up more than ever. That's too much, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're scrolling TikTok and like it has nothing to do with you, so like I'll chime in on stuff that's to do with Twitch because it's like my job and things like that on Twitter every now and then. That I kind of have an opinion about, but like if someone's just posting something like, oh, that's cringe, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, swipe up, oh, this is so stupid, I hate this, because like that says something about you, bro. No successful, happy person is sitting on social media looking to leave hate comments, looking to spread hate, looking to do this, looking to do that. Like social media is for entertainment in your downtime. It's not for anything else. If you're getting hot and bothered, or getting not hot and bothered, that's horny, but if you're getting all like mad and bothered on social media, bro, I got you. You're my prisoner. And I truly feel that way. Like it might be a little narcissistic, but like if I can bother you and you're really bugged by me on social media, like that just literally just feeds my fucking ego. Like even you talk bad about me. Cause like bro, when I was a kid, the only thing I wanted to do was be a streamer and YouTuber, and all my favorite streamers and YouTubers were always in controversies and always being talked about negatively and positively. So like when that happened, because like I'd grow up watch these YouTubers and like they would get in like drama in their relationship, and girls would be like, oh, he's this, he's that, how could he do that? And so when that happened and people were like all upset, I was just like, oh shit. I was like, people care what I do, like they're bothered. Like it meant something to me that like me fucking up and something that has nothing to do with you is affecting your day-to-day life.
used abusive language
Doing great.
and asked if she was retarded.
The impression he gave me of the industry deterred me from pursuing a dream I thought I always wanted.
These interviews and the in-depth
Fuck James
investigation by the
Franco.
LA Times
Sorry we got off
added a huge
topic.
amount of weight to what started as a few concerning tweets.
Good
Franco
friend.
was in trouble, and to make it worse, Scarlett Johansson denounced him in front of millions during her Women's March speech.
How could a person publicly stand by an organization
It's a good side
that helps
convo.
to provide support for
Now we
victims
get
of
on
sexual
tangents.
assault while privately preying on people who have no power.
Oh, and a lot of those girls have actually refollowed me and started supporting me, on TikTok. They can't get into Twitch because I banned them on Twitch, and I'm honestly way too lazy to go through my ban list, and like someone with that type of personality, I don't want them around you guys and then mixing them with you guys, but they still follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and shit.
I want my pin back, by the way.
As bad as this was, it seemed like at
Best
the very
family.
least, his best friend was going to stand by his side.
Love you too,
During an
man.
interview with Vulture,
And if you guys
in
ever
April
fuck up, I'm not gonna,
2018,
like,
3
hate on
months
you.
after the news came out, Seth Rogen was asked, "Is it fair to say that the allegations didn't change anything about your willingness to work with him in the future?"
As long
And
as
he
you don't,
responded
like,
saying
fuck me
yes.
over, screw me
From this
over,
point,
or
things
anyone in the
were quiet
community.
for a while, and Franco kept a low
That
profile.
come and go.
But in October of the following year,
I mean, like,
he got hit where it hurt.
I can always
Two
tell
of
the
his former
people who
students,
aren't going to be
Sarah
around for a
Kaplan
long
and
time,
Tony
who aren't, like,
Gall, filed a
lifelong
lawsuit against
friends
him and 2 other men who worked alongside him at Studio 4.
that
The
are just in
lawsuit
it.
alleged that Franco sought to create a
Or
pipeline of young women who were subjected
Whatever,
to his
if they're trying to get with
personal
me
and
and then they
professional
realize they
sexual
can't, they
exploitation
leave,
in the
or
name of education.
whatever it might be.
They were seeking an unspecified amount of
But I
damages,
learned
and for any
it wasn't
videos
like
of
that,
sex scenes
though.
from Studio 4 to be destroyed. Franco's lawyer denied the accusations and called the lawsuit ill-informed, saying that James will not only defend himself, but will also seek damages from the plaintiffs and their attorneys
for life,
filing
so
this
am I.
scurrilous, publicity-seeking lawsuit. However, in February 2021, it was reported that a settlement had been reached, with Franco and his business partners agreeing to pay.
Bro, I honestly, I don't even know what to say. Like, I honestly just, like, and whatever at this point. I was like, the other day I posted a TikTok while I was on vacation in Nashville, and I didn't even really check on it, but I posted one on, like, my second account, and I was like, basically saying, like, there's a picture of me as a kid, and I was like, in quotations, like, "Oh, you're so skinny, haha," because people used to make fun of me for being skinny, and I was seeing this trend where it's like dudes, and they're like, "Oh," picture them in high school, like, "Oh, you're so skinny," and the next slide is him jacked as hell, like, they're like, "Say that now, little bro," and I just thought that was cringe to me, right? And so I was like, "Of course, Smith, I fucking love, bro, you immediately clicked me," and so I posted, and I was just like, another picture of me now, and I'm still skinny. And I was just like, "What? You think I was gonna make lifting my personality?" And dude, the gym bros came for me. They're just like, "You're coping. I'd rather be ugly than skinny," and blah 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 blah. I'm just like, bro, get off the internet. Like, I read all the comments, like, people were calling me a skinny fuck and saying I was coping and this, and I was just like I wasn't even bothered, bro. I looked at it, I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with people? And I just scrolled out of it. Just a couple days ago. Oh yeah.
Over $2.2 million before legal fees.
And it's because I pressed on a nerve, bro. Because people called me skinny in high school, and I didn't give a fuck. I was like, "Yeah, I'm skinny, bro. What the fuck you want me to do about it?" And they're like, "Well, get big and be a titan." Blah blah blah. And someone said I was like victim weight. I'm just like, bro, why the fuck would I do that? It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's bad for my body. And I have a fucking gun. I have a gun. Like, I don't care how big you are, bro. You're gonna fall. Victim weight, yeah. I mean, I'm still like 190 pounds.
$670,500 went to Sarah Taylor Kaplan, $223,500 went to Tony Gall, and the rest went to other students of the school who were affected.
I thought the victim weight was kind of funny, though.
Franco didn't admit any wrongdoing, but his reputation was irreversibly damaged. 3 months after the settlement was reached, Seth Rogen did an interview with the Sunday Times where he said he has no future plans.
Man, I wasn't even bothered
he said,
by it.
"What I can say
I
is
just thought
that
it
I
was like
despise abuse and harassment, and I would never cover or conceal the
on
actions
me.
of someone doing
Like,
it,
bro,
or knowingly put someone in a."
I don't need to get giant and huge to, like, alpha myself over other men. Like, I don't care about that. There's never gonna be a situation where I need to be roided out and jacked as hell to fight another roided out, jacked guy. Like, if a roided out, jacked guy is trying to kill me, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm not gonna throw hands. Just being real. Like, I'm at the point I'm not throwing hands. Can't say or do anything to me that's gonna throw hands. And if you try to physically hurt me, I'm gonna defend myself. Point blank, simple.
A situation where they're around
In
someone
vamp
like
language.
that. He also explained that he has 2 regrets, saying, "I do
Unless
this back at
that,
a
no,
joke
bro,
I did
you're
on
a
SNL
tank.
in 2014, and I very much regret making that joke. It was a terrible joke, honestly."
Minotaur.
And I also look
Bro,
back
you
to that
can't
interview
fight
in
people
2018
nowadays.
where I comment that I
Like,
would
even
keep
if you guys
working.
just talking shit and you want to have an old-fashioned dukes, you never know, bro. You might knock that dude out, knock him to the ground, he stands back up, shoots you in the stomach, bro. I don't trust nobody, bro.
With James. And the truth is, I haven't, and I don't plan to right now. Later that year, Franco did an interview where he finally opened up about everything that happened, including where things were at with Seth.
I just want to say,
Yeah, me
I
neither.
absolutely love Seth Rogen. I worked with him for 20 years. We didn't have one fight for 20 years, not one.
And what
fight.
these guys don't realize
Absolute closest
is like
collaborator.
they work out and
What
get
he says is
jacked to be these
I mean, we
alpha
aren't working
males,
together right
and
now,
like they
and
think
we
it's gonna
don't
get
have
them
any
so
plans
many
to work together.
girls.
Of course, it was hurtful,
And it never
in
does.
context, but I get it. You know, he had to answer for me because I was silent. He had to answer for me, and I don't want that.
He spoke about his alcohol addiction as a teen and how he got sober, but explained that something
They're
took its
so
place which was
vicious.
arguably more harmful, an addiction
My
to
life
sex.
is so amazing.
On the side,
That's
I'm acting out now.
I can never be mad at a motherfucker because at the end of the day, my life is amazing, bro. I enjoy every second of it. I'm really lucky and blessed. Of course, I have my struggles and problems, but like, at the end of the day, bro, like, me winning and continue to win and continue to do awesome things is gonna, it's gonna hit someone harder than my fists ever could. I'm just roided out. Anyways, temporary build. And, bro, like, when you're roided out, you're so unhealthy. Stronger than them, endurance way better, real, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I would hate to be one of my exes, bro, because I know they'd be hearing about me and shit. And listen, bro, my fucking ex pulled up to my show in Charlotte, like in North Carolina, bro. I was like, I looked out there, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, holy fuck. I was on stage DJing, I was like, what the fuck is she doing here? I was scared shitless. So you're a genetic freak.
In all these other ways, and I
I mean, bro, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a 6'2", I'm skinny, and you know, I'm big, but like, at the end of the day, bro, even without roids, there's just dudes who are just built to smash, like guys with giant motherfucking hands that could grab my skull and squish it. Their arms are just naturally not even like biceps and triceps, just big as a tree trunk. 6'8", 6'7". They're just dudes who are just made to destroy, and there's nothing I can do in this world, no amount of muscle, no amount of weightlifting I could ever do to stop them if they wanted to. Hyperlink your words because he puts a period in them.
Sponsor was like, you know, who's happily married. He was like, look,
yes,
whatever happens, but you know, because I had girlfriends. I could never be faithful to anybody, so I cheated on everyone. He's like, look, the cheating is dishonest. I don't think that's good for your sobriety. But if you're not dating someone,
swole motherfucker,
you want to go and hook up, like whatever happens between.
And if you're living your life fighting that many people, bro,
like that's what he said.
Yeah,
the problem was
evaluate your life.
I took that and I ran with it.
If you gotta be so big, you need muscles to fight motherfuckers.
As an excuse to, you know, just hook up all over the place. And it was like, well, we're being honest here, right? Completely blind to power dynamics or anything like that, but also completely blind to people's feelings. The behavior spun out to a point where it was like I was hurting everybody.
Later in the interview, he was asked about the sex scenes class he held at Studio 4, as well as the allegations that the school was used as a pipeline of young women to sexually exploit.
Why would someone have at least that perception, and why would they accuse you of that?
I want to fight now. Like you, dude.
Look, I'll admit,
I'm like low punny.
I did sleep with students. I didn't sleep with anybody in that particular class, but over the course of my teaching, I did sleep with students, and that was wrong. There were certain instances where, you know what, I was in a consensual thing with a student, and I shouldn't have been.
Franco coming out and revealing all of this was unexpected to say the least. You've got to remember, this was almost 4 years after the initial allegations were made, and for the most part, he'd been off the grid during that time. Still, it was good that he finally addressed everything, despite it being so late. In recent times, he's been trying to make somewhat of a comeback to acting, taking on roles in smaller scale or independent projects. He's set to play Fidel Castro in the upcoming indie film Elena of Cuba, despite the casting decision being met with backlash. During an October 2024 interview with Variety, he explained that he's made peace with everything that happened, and he responded to being asked if he's still in touch with Seth Rogen, saying, "No, I haven't talked to Seth. I love Seth. We had 20 great years together, but I guess it's over, and not for a lack of trying. I've told him how much he's meant to me." James Franco went from
The
Hollywood's
lower
golden
body
boy
from the
to a
side with
cautionary
the
tale of how quickly fame
I know
could
someone in real
disappear.
life who looks
He
like
had it
Geo
all,
did.
big movies, awards, and a best friend by his side, but his actions cost him everything. Whether he makes a comeback or not, the damage to his career and relationships is done.
Alright, let's get our jersey showing.